Incorrect political statement seems to have become a bane for the Congress party. In the wake of tensions between Pakistan and India, Congress President Rahul Gandhi's close aide, Sam Pitroda, statement Pakistan can provide fuel to Bharatiya Janata Party's political campaign, which can further lead to embarrassment before the polls. Now, Sam Pitroda says that the Pulwama type attack happens all the time. He said that even Mumbai was attacked, but sending planes right across the border is not the right approach. He said 8 people came during 26/11, but it does not mean that we jump on the entire nation. Now, similar statements previously by Congress leaders allowed BJP to corner them politically. The best example in case is Chaiwala comment made by Manishankar Iyer in 2014. Subsequently, the niche politics comment was made by another political leader against Narendra Modi, which also led to a lot of embarrassment and brickbats against Congress party. The success of Balakot strike was questioned by the opposition, which subsequently became part of an intense political debate. Now, in 2007, Sonia Gandhi's barb against Modi was also something which led to great embarrassment, or politically boomeranged, when she called him a maut ka saudagar, and ultimately an election which was an equal, a tie between Congress and BJP, Modi came back to power again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has responded to this tweet and has hit out saying, I appeal to my fellow Indians, question opposition leaders on their statements, tell them 130 crore Indians will not forgive or forget the opposition for their antics. India stands by firmly with our forces. Janta maaf nahi karegi. That's the hashtag which the Prime Minister has used. Opposition insults our forces time and again. So as we were saying that, the Prime Minister has reacted to it, and I'm also joined by my colleague Saleh on this breaking story. Saleh, tell me, this is not new. You had Manishankar Iyer, then you had a statement by Priyanka Gandhi Vadra last year during an election. In 2014, multiple other leaders attacked, and now again, it seems there are leaders within the Congress who specialize in making self goals right before the elections.
Is exactly correct here, Karthikeya, because what has happened in this latest statement that has been made by Sam Pitroda, now he said 2-3 things. Let me just very quickly point out as to what he has said. Firstly, he said that the entire nation of Pakistan should not be punished for the acts of few who carry out terror. Secondly, he said that India should continue to talk to Pakistan. And thirdly, he's raised some question marks about the figure of 300 that was given as the number of casualties of the number of terrorists who were killed as a part of the Balakot airstrike. Now, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has, of course, put out a series of tweets. You've read out one. Let me read out a couple of other. Now, this is what Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said, slamming the Congress leader. He said, loyal courtier of the Congress's royal dynasty admits what the nation already knew. Congress was unwilling to respond to the forces of terror. This is New India. We'll answer terrorists in a language that they understand and with interest. This is a very strong tweet that he has put out. And apart from this, the tweet that you also pointed out where he said, the opposition insults our forces time and again. I appeal to my fellow Indians, question the opposition leaders on their statements. Tell them that 130 crore Indians will not forgive or forget the opposition for their antics. India stands firmly with our forces. Janta maaf nahi karegi. Now this is, taking the game to a completely different level. Now what was said by Sam Pitroda will clearly have to be described as a gaffe, which has now been turned around and has been taken advantage of. Like you pointed out very correctly, Prime Minister has this knack of turning statements around into things that actually end up in the favor of the BJP. And this is something that the Congress will have to do everything that they can to try and avoid. Now, for instance, like you pointed out, the Chaiwala comment by Manishankar Iyer, that backfired. The Neech Aadmi statement that was made against the Prime Minister, that is again backfired as well in the few elections that we've seen that went by. The 2007 comment of maut ka saudagar, this was turned around by Prime Minister Modi, at that time the Chief Minister of Gujarat, and he came back with a thumping majority. And this is a foot-and-mouth disease which some of the Congress leaders suffer from time and again, where they give fodder for the BJP to in fact beat them with a stick.
Isn't it about the narrative? Suddenly the Congress had this focus on the narrative of jobs, they had the focus on rural issues, and suddenly, the whole focus goes down to the politically incorrect statement being made by the Congress leaders. And on the other hand, the BJP goes, ahead with its own induction program. Like, for example, Gautam Gambhir is joining Bharatiya Janata Party today at 12, but Congress Party today will continue to defend Sam Pitroda through the weekend.
You know, this is a controversy that Congress could have done without. You're correct. This is about setting the narrative, and here the BJP seems to have a clear advantage. Now, Congress should have focused in terms of questioning the government in its economic performance. They should have questioned about, you know, how are the jobs. But that is not the narrative. The narrative now has completely changed. Remember, the Model Code of Conduct has kicked in, so there are limitations in terms of how the narrative for the election can now be built up. So the Congress has now conceded the narrative to the BJP, because talking about Pulwama, talking about terror, these are issues that the BJP wants to talk about. They want to present a hard, muscular approach in contrast to a soft and in some ways a timid approach towards the terrorists, which has been adopted, some would say, by the Congress in the past. And clearly, this is yet another self-goal, which in the lead up to the elections, which elections are just in the next few weeks, that Congress could have done without.
You know, Saleh, we'll have to see how Rahul Gandhi responds to this issue. There's a press conference which he's going to do in New Delhi at 1 p.m. But, you know, there's a larger question here. You know, in last 5 years, public opinion has become very, very important, both electorally in terms of statecraft and policy when it comes to Pakistan. You know, somehow if you see the statements which have emanated from the Congress from 13 to 14 onwards, you know, it reminds me of the old politics where sometimes engagement in statecraft, in context of certain countries, public opinion was not taken very seriously or wasn't part of the plate, you know, where you know, it has to be accounted for every hour. Is that shift which is causing that problem in the Congress, new politics versus old politics?
You know, Karthikeya, the issue of dealing with Pakistan is not just a matter of India's foreign policy. It's also a domestic issue for India, and it is not something new. This is something that's been there for several decades now. It's not just something that Narendra Modi has brought into our political narrative. This is something that's been present even before. Because let's remember this fact, because even the Congress, in terms of how it has dealt with Pakistan, you know, is woefully short of what one would describe as statesmanship behavior in dealing with Pakistan. Now, using the issues of terror, of Balakot, which will, let's put it this way, because everything is fair in love, war, and perhaps in politics as well. Now, Pulwama is something that the BJP would want to talk about more. The response that we saw after the Pulwama attack was unprecedented. Not since the 1971 war was the Indian Air Force actually used. And this is the new India narrative which Prime Minister Narendra Modi wants to give to the people of India, in contrast to how the Congress responded in the aftermath of, let's say, the 26/11 attacks. And this is very smart messaging, and the BJP clearly seems to have the upper hand on this issue.
Saleh, let's play the bite. Let's play the reaction in which Sam Pitroda made the statement.
I don't know enough about the attacks. Okay, attacks happen all the time. Attack happened during what was this Mumbai Taj Hotel and Oberoi Hotel. Okay, I mean, we could have then reacted and just send our planes, but that's not the right approach, according to me. That's not how you deal with world. Okay, because 8 people come and do something, you don't jump on the entire nation. It doesn't work that way. Okay. It's naive to assume that just because some people came here and attacked, every citizen of that nation is to be blamed. I don't believe that way.
And lastly, before I let go of you, do you think that this issue is going to stick around like Chaiwala, Saleh?
Now, this is something that remains to be seen, Karthikeya, because remember, the voting begins, of course, in a few weeks' time from now. This is what the issue that the BJP would want to talk about. The Congress's strategy has to be completely different. They should try and skirt around these controversial comments. This is essentially a gaffe, but it could cost them big in the forthcoming elections.
Thank you. Thank you, Saleh. Thank you so much. Now.